Verb is the most important component in the formation of a sentence. In our previous video on verbs, we had clearly discussed about many types of verbs like transitive versus intransitive verbs, regular versus irregular verbs, and finite versus non-finite verbs. And on special demand of our subscribers, we are bringing this in detail about transitive and intransitive verbs in today's video. And if you have not watched our previous video on verbs, the link is there in the description box. You can watch that as well. And if you have not subscribed our channel yet, do subscribe our channel quickly and also click on the bell icon. So whenever we post our next video, you are the first one to receive the notification. So let's get started with transitive and intransitive verbs. To understand about transitive verbs, it is very important to know what is the universal formula of a sentence, which is subject plus verb plus object, where subject is the doer of the action, verb is the action itself, that is the action word, and object is the something that receives the action. Now when we talk about transitive verbs, the object present after the verb, that is in a sentence, is always a direct object. What is a direct object now? A direct object is something, it can be the name, it can be the place, it can be any name of a person, a thing which directly receives action. And remember, a direct object in a sentence will always be an answer to the question what or whom. Let's look at some examples to understand it better. Maria baked a cake. Here, Maria is the subject, that is the doer of the action. Baked is the action itself and a cake is the object, and we can call it a direct object because it answers the question what. If I ask you what did Maria bake, the answer would be Maria baked a cake. So this object, that is a cake, is an answer to the question what. Next example, my mother prepared tea. Here my mother is the subject, that is the doer of the action. Prepared is the transitive verb having a direct object tea, and again tea is an answer to the question what. If I asked you what did your mother prepare, you would answer my mother prepared tea. So this also is an answer to the question what. And again there is no interference of a preposition between the verb and the object. This is again one other thumb rule to remember the transitive verb which is present in a sentence. Third example, Dishant met Diya. In this sentence, Dishant is the subject, that is the doer of the action. Met is the action word, that is verb, and it is the transitive verb because of the presence of a direct object Diya, and it is an answer to the question whom. So very clearly we come to know that a direct object is always an answer to the question what and whom, and whenever this direct object is present in a sentence, the verb is a transitive verb. So there are three things we need to remember about a transitive verb. A transitive verb is always having a direct object, first thing. A transitive verb is always attached to the object without the interference of a preposition. There is never a preposition between a verb and an object, and that verb will be a transitive verb. And the third thing, the object present after the transitive verb will always be an answer to the question what and whom. Let's quickly move on to intransitive verb now. Intransitive verb, as the name indicates, it is having a prefix in with transitive. It is always having an indirect object in a sentence. Now what is an indirect object? An indirect object is always attached to the verb with preposition, through a preposition. For example, she went to school. So here school will be an indirect object because it is connected with the verb, and the object, it is connected with the preposition to. So it is an indirect object, and the verb went will be intransitive verbs here. Next, she smiled. Now here in this sentence there is no object at all. So intransitive verb is also present in a sentence when there is no object at all. Another, when you have an adverb at the end. She ate quickly. In this sentence, there is no object but the sentence ends with an adverb. So whenever a sentence ends with an adverb, we can say the verb present in a sentence is intransitive verb. Moreover, indirect object will always be an answer to the question how and where. So whenever, like she went to school, which we discussed, she went to school. The question will be where did she go? She went to school. The answer would be school. So again, whenever an object answers the question where and how, it will be an indirect object, and the verb associated with this object will be intransitive verb. So that's all about transitive and intransitive verbs in detail. Hope you have understood this concept very clearly and you're never going to make mistakes in future. Keep watching our next videos. We are very soon coming up with very interesting grammar topics. So till then, stay tuned with us and also subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon so that you are the first one to receive all the updates about our future videos. That's all about today. Thank you for watching.